welcome back to another episode of Demi-God Discussion. I'm your co-host, Adrian.
I'm your real host, Randy.
And your other host, Gianni. This motherfucker took away my weights.
Yeah, we can't make this a weightlifting podcast anymore. It's perfectly understandable if you want to click away and just listen
just
to
because
another.
the clicking of the weights and then just like the creaking of chairs and everything.
We're not going to have the Huncules part anymore.
Yeah. Big weights, big gains, no more. No weights, no gains.
No weights, no gains.
Yeah, we're going to be fat and lonely forever, Adrian.
That's not...
Already us. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. Anyways, so today we're reviewing the last two episodes of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But before we get into that...
Yeah, they were trash.
I mean, I like... Well, we'll get into that. We have over 40 podcast downloads, you guys, on our podcast. 40 people have downloaded our episodes.
You're
Maybe
weird.
not listen to them, but... honestly, yeah.
They were probably bots.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Right now. Right now. Send a message right now. DM me right now.
Yeah, if you're a woman, just let me know.
You know what's
like,
funny?
what you
We haven't... For the people on the podcast, like, we haven't plugged anything of, like, our social media at all, now that I think about it.
Don't worry about it. You don't need
I'll do that at the end, but just... Well, yeah, we have to. We gotta build our growth.
Alright, sorry guys, we're going to have to go to our sponsorship,
No.
NordVPN.
Raid Shadow Legend.
We're not actually sponsored by them.
You don't know that.
VPNs are useful, though. Okay, so we start off with episode 7. We find out the truth, sort of. So just a recap of the last couple episodes. There's the casino. The last episode was the casino scene, right?
Yeah.
Percy finds out that the war has already started, and they're just kind of fucked at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they go and find a way into the underworld, and that way into the underworld is Krusty's waterbed place? Waterbed palace.
There, yeah.
Krusty's waterbed palace. Now, I have a couple of problems with this scene initially already. They already know who Krusty is, right?
Like the clown from The Simpsons?
No, just...
It's probably due to, like, production. Like, they didn't... Maybe time or money cost budgets for, like, scenes and shit. Yeah,
because in the book, the Krusty scene does get played out a little bit more than it does in the show. Because this is not necessarily a problem with the show. Like, when it happened with Medusa, I thought it was obvious. I mean, there's a random-ass gas station on the middle of the road that's filled with a bunch of statues of monsters. Obviously, it's going to be Medusa. But when you get to things like...
I'm Mexican. Can I have one?
Real, though. But, like, when you get to things like them already knowing the fucking Lotus Casino, right? Like, the whole point of the Lotus Casino is to catch you off guard. Mm-hmm. And them already knowing who Procrustes is. He's such a weird, obscure character that isn't widely known in Greek mythology. You know what I mean? I understand that in the context of the show, like, Sally, like, taught him all these myths.
Oh, yeah.
But part of the appeal of the original books is, like...
The mystery and the discovery, right? Yeah,
and you see how these monsters adapt to modern times. So them already knowing who Krusty is a little weird, but that's fine. They don't cut off his head because I guess they portray him like, sure, he looks human, but he's not technically a human.
I didn't know you'd cut off his head.
Well, I mean, they don't have to. It's just...
Spoiled me. No, I'm just...
Well, no, because technically everything, like, okay. I'll explain later.
Yeah.
Long story short, Krusty is the one who's protecting the secret entrance to the underworld. Mm-hmm. This is another change from the books that I don't like. We miss Charon being an Italian man in, like, leather, in, like, suits and shit, you know what I mean? No, literally. Oh my... I'm just saying, Charon in the books would be an excellent mogger. That's all I'm saying. Right? Have you guys seen the fan art of Ares in the books? But like the official art.
Ever since fan art of Sonic came out.
Oh God, no.
Search up the official art for Ares. That man's chin line. I'm just saying, if he angles it the right way, that's a mog right there.
Just be careful when you search up fan art. If you see any X and fan art. Don't search it up.
Percy Jackson fan art is actually really tame, and it's actually really good most of the time, from what I've seen.
Cap.
I'll show you a couple. They're not bad. I like.
It's gonna be fetish art from Deviant's art.
We don't talk about DeviantArt. Anyways.
I don't know which one is it, dog. There's like a bunch.
That one. That second one.
Sis?
Yep. That's the official art. I will not lie. The
Terminator. He looks like that. What's that one dude? He has like the shotgun. No, not a shotgun. He has like the fucking the machine gun. He's like a well-known like game character. I don't. I can't
a machine gun.
Oh,
he's like a machine gun.
What game?
I don't remember the name of the game. That's what I'm trying to remember. He looks like. It kind of looks like he has this.
Oh, Duke Nukem.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy shit!
You're right. It looks almost exactly like that.
That's
what the.
Yeah, the official art that came out like around the time. I think the official art came out around the 4th book. I think. Not.
It's Charon.
That's Charon.
Charon.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't picture him like that. Is that's from the graphic novel actually. I'll post all these pictures that we're talking about on the Instagram. But I pictured him bigger. But like I think he's like sort of Italian. I don't know. But he wears like these really fancy Italian suits. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't see him here, at least in this way. You know what I mean? The DOA recording studio is not a thing. It's not a.
In the movies, it was in the movies. Charon in the movies was Krusty in the show. The same actor.
Shit, you're right. I did remember. You know what's funny?
That guy plays a lot of like mythological roles.
For all of Rick Riordan's talk about not wanting to have any crossover between the movie and the shows and the books, you get the guy that plays Charon in the last movie to play Krusty in this one. You don't bring back Logan Lerman or Alexandra Daddario or I swear to God, I can never remember the dude who plays Grover's name. Please search it up for me. But
I'm just saying, a lot of this sounds like a bunch of yapping because I don't know who any of these people are.
Well, you will find out next week when we review the movie, but that's next week.
What?
No, you know who Logan Lerman is.
No.
There's the main. He was Percy in the movies.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
He's fine now, dude. Anyways.
Fine. He was 16 in that movie.
No, I'm talking about now. I'm saying now he's fine.
Adrian is a 43-year-old basement dweller for context.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We're all 19.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Brandon T. Jackson actually did say that he wanted to be part of the show, but they never called him. You know what I mean? That's Logan Lerman right there. He was in Bullet Train too. I'm just saying he would have been a good Poseidon. Alright, there's a lot of people fan casting him as Poseidon for the series, but they didn't want any crossover, and then they bring back the random actor that played Charon. It's whatever.
He played a lot of mythological things, like in Supernatural, he was deaf, and some other one, he was, I forgot, I need to remember.
He was gay.
Bruh.
So, there's no DOA recording studio, but they trap him in his own waterbed. Annabeth does it because of her invisibility cap. That seems to be their main go-to, by the way. Just Annabeth being invisible.
Stealth missions out here, dog.
Honestly, real. They don't use it as much in the books.
Solid, dog.
Yeah. But yeah. So then they find the entrance, which is in just a door in his office, right? Mm-hmm. And Annabeth gives Grover a stress ball, and then they go on the way. We get a flashback. This is the same flashback that Percy briefly sees in episode 6. Do you guys remember that? Remember when Hermes touches his hands and he gets a flashback to the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's this flashback.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this is that this is a memory that Percy has that he doesn't like because it hurt his mother like that. Mm-hmm. Him as a child, all he sees is his mom wants to send him to a boarding school to get rid of him. You know what I mean? And he doesn't like that. He doesn't, you know? So they unlock the car, and then I think this is where we find out... Is this where we find out that, like, he's been rejected from the school, or is that the next flashback?
I think that's the next one.
No, it was this one.
Sally was trying to throw hands with Percy.
Yeah, it is this one, because we cut to the school.
Yeah, and then they're giving her the homeschool options, and she doesn't want none of it.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're concerned because of the whole,
like, his illusion, like, the things he's seen and all that.
Yeah, like the drawing of the Pegasus and all that. And they give her the homeschooling option, like you said, and she doesn't want to because they're, again, not that they cut out a lot of context for this show, but the reason she does that is because, like, she can't keep them too close.
Explain that in another cut. In the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we end the flashback there with Percy looking on as his mother tries to figure out a way to not homeschool him, basically. Right. Then after that scene, we cut to them going into the underworld. Right.
They're in the forest, right?
No, they're not in the forest yet. They come up and they're on the other side of the river Styx already. Right. Karen has already led the spirits away. We find out that Annabeth has never seen Wizard of Oz. Oh, I don't think she's ever seen a movie, to be honest.
I've never seen Wizard of Oz.
You've never seen Wizard?
I've never seen
Do you know the term "we're not in Kansas"?
I've seen those lovely parodies.
No.
I'm sorry, what?
When Percy told me that, I would have thought he was kidding.
Oh God! I've watched.
Just cut that out.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Well, they will. So
okay.
Just cut it out.
Watch the original Wizard of Oz. It's a trip once you know a bunch of the behind the scenes, like the whole snow thing in that. Like in that movie, they have a snow scene. That's just full on asbestos. Like they just poured asbestos on them to recreate
What the hell is
snow.
asbestos?
It's the thing that they put in walls that actually gave you cancer.
Yeah.
So they just gave him cancer?
Well, they didn't know that back then.
Well,
but the actor for Dorothy died before she could ever get those cancer symptoms, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe she had cancer that entire time.
Well, yeah, no shit, but I don't think she had any symptoms.
Anyway.
Long story short, moving on. They appear on the other side of the Styx, and they...
A beacon inside.
They sort of try and like, mix in with, like, the spirits, and then they go to the front to talk to Charon, right? Mm-hmm. And they try and... Percy has this line... Because Karen's just like, you guys aren't dead. And he says, we're all dying to some extent. Which is true. He said something similar in a past episode, no?
Yeah.
I
don't remember to who.
I don't remember to who. But he says something similar to that. And...
Oh, yeah, no, he said it to Annabeth when she was talking about the fates when they cut the string.
Oh, yeah. We're all dying. we're all gonna die eventually. Yeah. But yeah. So they say that they try and bribe him with the coin, the drachmas.
Mm-hmm. But he was like, take them all.
But he doesn't accept them.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess Charon has a responsibility to his job, and I understand that. I actually, you know what's funny? I think it's in, like, most modern interpretations that, like, Charon is portrayed as liking drachma, if that makes sense. Or, like, wanting to get more drachma, if that makes sense.
And in the movie, they had him they just offered him, I think, 3 for each person, and he just took it in.
Yeah. So, yeah. In this one, they're not dead, they shouldn't be there, so he unleashes Cerberus on them.
Oh, can we finally talk about Cerberus?
I like Cerberus. I like that he's a Rottweiler. I hated
Cerberus's design. I hated it. The worst Cerberus design I have ever seen portrayed in my life. Okay.
You've seen like 3 Cerberus designs, dude.
Okay, look. Kingdom Hearts, Smite, the movies, and the show.
How did he look like in the movies? I forgot.
I forgot to.
I'll search.
But anyways, look, I get what they were going for that Rottweiler design. It ended up being the ugliest, worst, Bulbasaur-looking design I've ever seen in my life. It looks so short and stimpy, like as if they kicked all the 3 heads in and then you said, okay, we'll leave it like that. It's like a pug. They just smashed its face and they said, okay, perfect, we'll sell this dog to new families.
I think in the movie, it just had like separate dogs. Like 3 separate dogs that came out of the flames.
Oh, hellhounds.
Yeah.
They didn't have Cerberus. They replaced Cerberus with hellhounds.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like probably.
Well, then, Kingdom Hearts.
They were Dobermans, though.
Smite.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hercules. And then the show. I'm pretty sure Hercules had.
Did Hercules have...
Actually, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I know
it was one of his 12 labors.
I know Kingdom Hearts. Hercules fights Cerberus. He throws hands with him, and then you get to fight Cerberus.
I forget that Kingdom Hearts Hercules is still Disney Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the same.
Was Cerberus in God of War? Was there a Cerberus in God of War? No, not the Cerberus, but he was a monster type, huh?
Oh my god, I'm gonna search up again.
No, you don't have to. I remember now.
No, you have to, Gianni.
It's the same thing as like the Minotaurs. In God of War, the Minotaur isn't just one creature, it's a species. Same thing with the three-headed dog,
Yeah, it looks
Cerberus.
like a species, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a boss, it's just a species. Long story short, you don't like it. I get that you are exaggerating.
No, I'm not exaggerating.
Yes, you are.
Search it up. It is so ugly.
It's-
Gianni,
he's not-
tell your thoughts on
I'm
it.
pretty sure. I felt like the body should have been like a little wider because just that.
It was the body of a normal dog
Yeah,
that led
and-
into 3 necks.
It looked really weird. Maybe, yeah, wider body, maybe longer necks. I think it would have been better.
I think the only thing...
I think it's terrible and they should burn it with fire.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. The only thing that I would agree with, I guess, having a wider body, the three longer necks, I don't want
Maybe
the
like
necks,
a tad bit, not like
just a
too
tad
long.
bit. I understand that. Because if it gets too long, then it's like, it's just a Hydra at that
Also,
point.
I've always seen Cerberus as either like a Doberman or a fucking German Shepherd. So when I saw a Rottweiler, I was like, oh.
I saw another...
Dobermans
No,
are the
you
perfect
want to know why?
Cerberus.
I already pictured him as a Rottweiler because of the books, I guess.
Yeah.
In the book, they do say that Percy says he thought he would have been a Doberman, but he's actually a Rottweiler. So just because I already had that knowledge, I wasn't surprised by his design. But that's just me.
Like it's that one Pokemon, ready? What's the Hound Pokemon? It has like 3.
Houndoom?
Yeah, Houndoom. I think his.
His
I don't
Mega
think he-
Evolution. No, his Mega Evolution
No.
doesn't have 3 heads.
Oh, well, I think it was like a fan art. It was like 3 fucking heads and it looked cool.
Yeah.
Damn. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Houndoom in general is pretty cool.
So they get chased and Grover immediately just gets swallowed. He immediately, honestly, for a second I thought he died. I've read 20 books in this series, and for a split second I really thought they just fucking killed him.
You think Grover tasted good?
Oh god.
I mean, he's a goat. Well, he's
Sure.
part goat. You know. I
You
don't
know,
know.
this makes me wonder, how did he not
He
die?
probably did like that last second jump.
He probably because at
Even
first
then, don't you think the other head would just be like, oh man, he's still in my mouth. I guess I should just chew him up.
Well, maybe
tear him to
because the other 2
pieces."
heads were probably trying to. So the third
Yeah.
one was just trying to.
at first I thought initially like, oh, maybe he picked him up by like the
Or
backpack
maybe,
and
maybe,
then
maybe
like
he wasn't trying to kill
they
them.
don't- yeah.
Cerberus?
Because he could have
Ain't
just
no
been trying
way.
to capture them.
It's a Rottweiler, bro.
Yeah,
They're
but
like
it's a
on par
trained
with pit
Rottweiler.
bulls on killing
This
people.
Don't you talk about pit bulls like that.
Yeah, but this one getting trained. He's been trained for like years.
Exactly.
For like
Even better.
2,000 years, dude.
Trained to kill.
No, okay, because as we see later, Hades wants him to go to his palace.
Well, see, yeah,
That is
so
true.
He probably told. He was like,
Well, more specifically, he wants Percy.
he was like, don't
to
pick
go
him
to
up.
his
I
palace.
need him.
Just
Yeah.
look, kill the goat because I'm racist and species.
No.
Yo, the amount of times that, like, even Ares, he's just like, I'm keeping the satyr. They don't talk to him. They talk about him. He's like, I'll even throw in the goat for free. That's what Hades says.
Because you're gods. They didn't see everything else except their
Even,
human baby
no,
mamas.
even the gods that are like kind of okay, like Hephaestus, I think has been like the only one that's like
He sexually assaulted Athena.
I forgot about. I'm talking about in the show. In the
That was
show.
a long time
Wait,
ago.
we're not.
All right, he could have had a change of heart.
He could have, didn't.
He
Um,
didn't.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
If you guys could have seen
so, Grover gets swallowed. They keep running, and Percy's about to fight Cerberus, but then Annabeth climbs on top of him and starts scratching his neck to calm him down, right? And then he calms down, and then Grover falls out of his mouth, right? And then he flies Percy up to like, I think it's like a wall, right? I don't know what the wall is supposed to represent.
It's probably just separating like the upcoming dead and like the
the fields of asphodel and all that. So they go up there, and then Annabeth tosses the rubber ball up to them, and then it causes Cerberus to literally jump almost to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
Just jump all the way up there.
Hops. God.
Yeah. She jumps off and she hangs
I'm
onto
just
the
saying,
wall.
if it was a Doberman, he would have scaled that wall, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Like my Doberman has jumped over the couch, just boom, and then back.
I can believe that Doberman's freaking crazy, bro.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so they get Annabeth off the wall, and then they throw the ball into the river so that way Cerberus chases them. He does either he gets the ball and he rips it up, or he does eventually lose interest. Because after this, well, that's later. Grover loses one of the pearls. It's still inside of Cerberus. So we are down from 4 pearls to 3. Right? Mm-hmm. And then we get another flashback. This is a flashback where they're in the restaurant. Right? And it's really sad to see Percy just not necessarily talk to his mom that way, but like all he really understands in this moment is he thinks his mom's trying to get rid of him.
I mean, yeah, it's from a child's perspective.
You know, yeah. And then, I mean, obviously, like we sympathize with Sally. You know what I mean? Like we understand where she's coming from. You know, like it's really difficult to have that sort of child. You know, like one he has ADHD. He's always rowdy, but then also, you know that eventually monsters are going to start coming for him. Yeah. You know, and you want to give him a normal life. You know what I mean? You want to give him a life that's representative of a normal kid's life before they have to fight monsters and deal with gods and all these things.
I'm pretty sure she mentioned something like that when she mentioned that Percy saw the Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. That was to special guest character this episode, but that's later.
Yep.
What am I talking about? I think they should know by now that whatever we're reviewing, we're gonna spoil. She talks about.
Well, what if they don't have Disney XD? I forget what it's called. Disney Plus. Yeah, there we go.
Well, honestly, if they wanna watch, if they're gonna watch the series through us, this is not a good.
Yeah,
this is the worst.
Dude, we could spread misinformation and they wouldn't know.
Sally Jackson actually gets of Hades at the end of this.
No. And it turns out Sally's actually Persephone.
No, I'm fucking. Oh god.
No, we're not.
Decided
This
to
is
Hades
completely true.
Woman. That's what he wants to work.
Oh my god.
Zeus smiling.
Anyways.
It's like, here, I found it for you.
So the flashback ends with Percy saying, like, why are you trying so hard to get rid of me? I would never do this to you.
I would.
To Sally?
What are you talking about, bro?
I would get rid of both of them.
Sally's bad as hell.
Oh my god. So we cut back to them walking. They get to a forest, right? And this forest is Asphodel. It's a different interpretation of Asphodel. Asphodel. Most interpretations of Asphodel have it, even in the books, it's this massive sea of like grain and like wheat just flowing in the wind, and you just have spirits that roam there forever for eternity. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a Mexican's just average day in Mexico.
Well, no, because it's like they just walk around and do nothing. You know, it's a very
Mexican. No, I'm sorry.
I'm taking off my underwear.
Anyways.
Hear that? Your fingers.
That's my underwear.
Why does it have straps? What the hell? What are you, a diaper?
Yup.
See, don't you feel a little tad bit different?
I feel like my wrists can actually breathe for
So this is a different interpretation of Asphodel. It's more of a force, like, and all the souls here are bound by regret.
Yeah.
Things they made in life, or like choices they made in life, or choices they didn't make in life. I like this interpretation of it. I just, in the grand scope of things, I wish we had seen more of the underworld. I understand why, but I wish there was just a little bit more.
Bro, that budget was like getting butchered there.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that this episode and the next episode is where the majority of the budget went to. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so they hear Cerberus coming after them, so they start running, and then Annabeth gets caught in a root. And obviously it's a root that's bound by regret. We don't for sure find out what that regret
I feel like
is.
it's probably Thalia.
It's probably something to do with Thalia, or maybe something with Percy, or something or another.
Maybe their parents. Or maybe regretting worshipping Athena as much after all the bullshit.
God, Athena has so much bullshit in this series. God.
Yep. Annoying in Smite, annoying in this.
So basically, they decide to keep running. Annabeth tells them to keep running, right? And that she will that she'll be able to sort of, how do I put this? Like, she'll distract Cerberus, I guess.
Yeah.
And she distracts him for a little bit before teleporting back to the surface. Mm-hmm. So from this point on, it's just Annabeth and Grover. Percy and Grover. This is another change that I don't really like, I guess. I mean,
so negative. Damn.
I mean, it's so... Okay, listen. It's okay. I get it. It's just... I don't like Annabeth not being in the underworld with them once they find out about Kronos and...
Why, do you think she deserves to be in hell?
Bruh.
What are you, a Fox reporter? You're spinning my words here. The fuck?
Yep. I'm going to be spreading misinformation now.
We love that.
Fake news.
Anyways, so they get out of the forest and they're in like this vast expanse of desert, right? Mm-hmm. The desert isn't necessarily, it's not given a name, it's just a desert, but it is where the entrance to Tartarus is held. We find this out because the flying shoes that are on Grover suddenly sprout wings and start
autopiloting
towards Tartarus.
Yeah.
Right? Percy goes to help, he holds on to Grover, and then the shoes eventually slip off of his hooves, right? Mm-hmm. And then they fly down to Tartarus. Bada bing, bada boom. When they fall back, like after the shoes fall off and they fall back on their backs, there's a metal clang in Percy's backpack. And in the backpack is the Master Bolt. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck did this come from? Ares.
Yeah.
Ares was the one that planted the Master Bolt on them. So that way they could take it to Hades. That is what they believe at this point. They believe that Ares and Clarice have worked together to send the Master Bolt to Hades, right? Mm-hmm. So here they come at an impasse. They can either leave the underworld right now and take it back to Zeus, or they can keep going to Hades and get Percy's mother back. And that's what they do. They start going back, and then this is where we get there's 4 flashbacks? I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes right now.
There's another one where she talks to Poseidon.
No, but that's the last one.
It's fine.
Oh, actually.
Because there's the first one when they're in the car.
Well, aren't they in the restaurant, but it doesn't show completely the restaurant, the third one?
That's what I thought the other one was. I think Randy might have been right. I think the first flashback was just them in the car.
No, it was them in the areas. And then the second one was them in the car.
No, the first one is them in the car.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, my brain's not.
The second one, I think, is them in the office.
You guys didn't believe me.
Yeah,
alright, guys, unfollow this podcast, delete all your downloads.
The second one, after we find out that the pearl is still in the dog, that's in the office. Then this one is when we get... This one is the one we just talked about with them in the restaurant. And Percy, not understanding that this is what needs to happen and everything, yeah. So that we get that flashback right after they decide to go to Hades. We cut back... They get to the palace, and here we meet Hades, the god of the underworld, right? What are your thoughts on Hades' portrayal here?
He's got a bit of zest.
You know what, Real? I
will say it's probably the most accurate representation of Hades I've seen so far.
Yeah, probably.
Real. In every interpretation that I see, whether it be Hercules or... I think it's Wrath of the Titans.
I thought maybe you'd just be a little bit more intimidating, but also, as chill as he was. But yeah, because a lot of people misinterpret him even.
Yeah, or Hercules, Wrath of the Titans, the movie itself, he's the villain, I guess. He's always the bad guy.
Yeah, but I meant because don't people and also the Percy Jackson world view him as a bad.
They view him as an outsider.
Yeah. Well,
more so.
Wouldn't they also see him as intimidating, kind of?
Well, yeah, he's the god of the underworld.
Well, not only that, but in person.
In person, he would be, I guess, intimidating. Because remember, gods can choose.
Okay. You
so even in the books, he's a tad bit more intimidating. But in here, they have it more towards.
I mean, he's in a robe. Maybe he was just trying to be friendly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. He believes they have his helm. So he's very calm. You know, he's very friendly with them, which I think is very accurate towards a Hades portrayal, because in Greek mythology, he really doesn't fuck with anyone.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it depends on the interpretation of the Persephone myth.
The only family drama is Persephone.
It's the only family drama.
Either he kidnaps her.
Either he kidnaps her, or he offers her sanctuary after Zeus rapes her. Right? Sexually assaults her. And even then, if you go with the kidnapping one, either he tricks her into staying, she chooses to stay, or he's like, oh, like eat this and stay, or she accidentally eats it. It's a bit of a mismatch, you know, mixed match of but that's what Greek mythology is, you know. You have a bunch of different interpretations of the same story.
The canon one is that he kidnaps her.
Actually, the oldest one is him offering her sanctuary. But then you get a lot of her interpretations, and then you get to the kidnapping, which is the most widely known one. It's called the kidnapping of Persephone, which it's not actually. It's actually called the rape of Persephone, which is that's the official. There's a painting of it, and it depicts that myth, and it depicts Hades kidnapping her. But like I said, it's up to interpretation, because that painting was made a couple hundred years after that myth would have been widely known. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's up to interpretation. Regardless, even if he kidnapped Persephone, that is still so much less than anything else anyone else in Greek mythology has ever done. Mm-hmm. All right, that is the best thing. Well, not the best thing, but that's
the best thing.
That's the least.
I'm so glad Hades kidnapped her.
It's the least worst thing that's happened in Greek mythology. Regardless, he's very chill. He's very, very friendly. And
City, no.
So Hades offers Percy's mother back for his helm, right? And initially they're confused because they think he wants the Master Bolt, right? They think he's working with Ares.
Harry's?
Harry Osborn is Ares.
But Hades unsealed the bolt, that whole entire thing. We find out that it was actually Kronos that's working. Well, Percy finds out. Percy comes to the...
Homie has the IQ level of fucking...
He honestly...
a literal god.
Yeah. He pieces it together really quick. In the books, it's not till the very end. And even then, it's still an uncertainty. It's it's an uncertain certainty, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, the hints are pretty obvious. I mean,
yeah.
Who's in Tartarus? What Kronos bitch ass.
Yeah. So, at the end of the book, he pieces it together and he's just oh shit. Here, it's oh, you didn't steal this? That leaves one person. Kronos, he's in my dreams and he's, you know what I mean? And not the worst change. It's okay. You know.
I'm fine with this. Skin.
That's when Hades is just okay, now I need the bolt. I don't want the bolt, but I need the bolt because the war with Kronos is coming.
And he's the first person.
He's the first.
How do you get an A to C? Through me, motherfucker. I need that bolt.
You know what? That's valid, honestly.
The only way from A to C is B. Alright? A is Tartarus, C is Olympus. Can you guess what B is? Me! My house, bitch!
My dog is dead. My wife gone.
But yeah.
Thanatos gonna get clapped.
Okay.
Kronos is just gonna bend him over.
Oh god, no. I mean, depending. Thanatos
Who's your god?
Thanatos could be a twink depending on which interpretation you look at it. I mean.
Ain't no way, no.
Listen,
he has to look like Sephiroth, bro. There's no way.
He was trapped in a jar for 6 months by Sisyphus.
Okay, so you want to know what happened to Sephiroth?
Yeah,
I can't spoil that. Actually, never mind.
But he was torturing Daedalus and God of War. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Have you guys seen the interpretation of Thanatos in the game Hades?
Yeah.
Didn't
you say he has gay sex with Hades' son?
Yes. He also has a threesome with him and the Fury Electa. Or Megara, I mean. Dude, I'm not even fucking with you guys. I'm pretty sure. Anyways.
Everyone in Greek mythology be getting passed around like a football, bro.
Except Hades. He's like, One.
Yeah.
Look, one, maybe two. There is Minth. Like the mint plant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I also remember Lord Olympus. You guys remember his relations with...
Bro, his
Mint,
character
yeah.
in Hades looks like the one from that one mobile game we played with Jesse.
Which one?
It's Mythic Heroes, I think. Yeah.
I don't really remember.
It's called Mythic Heroes. It looks like that one.
Let me see.
Like,
Because I've seen that one, but I think I know which one you're talking about in Mythic Heroes, because it's like chibi now.
some shit. I don't fucking...
It's something like that, yeah.
Ooh. Excuse
What
me?
the fuck was that?
No, you should have heard how bad it was.
See,
last
Randy
night.
only needs his longer hair and he looks like Zephyr, bro. Come on now.
Look at that. You gotta make him
That's
more
the man that
Sephiroth,
tops
bro.
the Prince of the Underworld.
He tops.
He
The
died.
Prince of the Underworld.
I think canonically, Thanatos tops. Honestly, have you seen?
I'm not buying Hades anymore.
Have you seen
I
Zagreus?
can't
So
believe I'm
honestly,
playing
I
as
would
a
too.
bottom.
I would do it. No, listen.
It's like
He's
a
what we
priest
call.
on a church kid, bro.
You guys ever-
That motherfucker is older than him.
You guys have ever heard of a power bottom? That's what Zagreus is. That's what the Prince of the
The
Underworld
power
is.
bottom is a dom bottom.
Yeah. Anyways, we went on such a long tangent.
Anyway,
Oh, shit.
cut that.
Where the
I can't
fuck were
believe
we?
this. You telling me when I play Hades eventually in like the next 50 years, I'm gonna be playing as a bottom?
Okay, you're playing as the Prince of the Underworld, alright?
Who is a bottom?
He commits mass genocide. You know what?
Yeah, he commits mass genocide
That
and
is
he's a
two
bottom.
top G.
It's just, it's the same reason why Alexander the Great was a fucking twink. No, was it Alexander or was it Caesar? Julius Caesar.
Had to be
I think
Caesar,
Julius
dog.
Caesar was
Had
a
to
twink.
be.
Ain't no way I ate a salad named after a twink, bro.
He got topped by a lot of people, actually.
Bro.
You know what's funny? A nice fact I know
It
is
was all
that...
like, yeah.
Oh my
You know, no,
god.
there was a job in ancient Rome specifically as... So, when the emperors would go around their cities collecting gold and everything, right? In order for their ego not to get too big, there would be a person that would just whisper in their ear, everybody knows that you get fucked. Everybody knows that you're a bottom. And he would just whisper that into I think specifically Julius Caesar's ear, so that his ego wouldn't get too big. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was not a mystery. It was barely even a fucking rumor. Everybody knew that Julius Caesar was getting topped by other emperors and shit.
Anyway, moving on.
No. This is important.
This
He
is not
was getting
important.
topped by other emperors. That's like finding out my president. Everyone in the government is getting
That's like
topped
finding
by
out
the
your
Chinese.
that's like finding
bro.
out your president sexually assaulted a porn star back in the 2000s. But that would never happen
Bill
to
Clinton?
America.
I know Bill Clinton did something.
Same thing with Donald Trump.
Yeah, Biden touches little girls.
Probably. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, you see him do it on live TV.
I don't think he. Maybe when he was younger. I think now it's just, maybe he did it when he was
Anyway,
younger,
move
and now it's
on.
like
We're
his
here.
body's snatched
Percy
from
Jackson.
Okay.
I forgot we're talking about
You're-
We
You're right.
have to cut
Oh.
that out before we get assassinated.
Who cares? You think they're gonna listen to this shit?
That one.
Oh no!
The government's not even a fucking democracy at this point. It's just a bunch of rich people who decide what the
Anyway,
fuck-
next move on, motherfucker.
Okay. So they fight. Okay, where were we? Chronos.
Hey, I think I just saw a person in black walking outside.
Oh, that's a black guy.
I'm kidding though.
Anyway,
So we find out it's Chronos, and then Percy decides that he's gonna go retrieve Hades' home to get his mother back, and they leave the underworld. Now we get the final flashback, right? It's it's Sally at the bar, right? It's in that same restaurant.
She burns down a milkshake.
She burns a milkshake as an offering, and Poseidon actually comes to talk to her.
Oh, of course he came, bro. How do you think Percy was born?
Fuck you. So he goes to talk, and she starts talking about how, like, unfair it is that, like, this has to happen to Percy. That it's so difficult because he doesn't understand yet, and that all these things are going to be coming for him. And Poseidon's actually a really good listener. You know, like, he goes, he reaffirms what she just said, and, like, he tells her that at the end of the day, there's only really a couple options, you know? And the one option that's setting into camp, she's not going to be able to do. You know, she can't do it. She can't send her son away. And he says that the only option left is to send him to school, and to teach him about the Greek world, like, in their spare time. To let him live his life as a child and to let him believe they're just myths for now. And she says that maybe it would be good for him to talk to Percy. That it would be good just to hear some words from his father. And he looks over at Percy, and he's about to go, and this is a really nice detail. As he looks at Percy, and he looks at him for like a solid 2 seconds, right at the cusp of what I believe is him about to go talk to him, you hear thunder boom in the background. Like, louder than all the past, like, thunder sounds. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think that's Zeus warning Poseidon not to go. That he's already crossed the line by going to talk to Sally. He can't cross it anymore. So that's when he just says, one day. One day, once he knows who he is, I'll go talk to him. And then we cut to them waking up at Montauk, and then them seeing Ares there. Like, going to fight them, right? And that's how the episode ends.
Ares, the god of claps.
Yeah. So they're not at Santa Monica anymore.
More like the god of clap. We'll see next episode, dog.
God. But they're not in Santa Monica anymore, right? The pearls teleported them to Montauk, which is closer to camp. And
no more Kratos. No, I'm just kidding.
Zeus!
Your Volkswagen has returned.
Oh, God. Oh, God. We got to move on to the ratings for this episode, huh?
Yeah. Overall, I mean, this episode has some things I really liked. Like, the interaction with Poseidon.
Brought it down to a 3.
Oh, my God. But, like, the interaction with Poseidon. I love that interaction with Poseidon. I like Hades. But it's just, like, the beginning of the episode just didn't do it for me. I didn't like Krusty. I didn't
like Krusty or
it was very back and forth. You know what I mean? So the rating, it was an okay episode. I still don't think it's as good as the first episode, but I think it's a hell of a lot better than the last episode. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Pacing was very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely got things moving.
It's because of the budget, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
It got a lot of moving. You seen the fucking Underworld, bro? That shit is way too much money.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely see just how much CGI they used with how much motion blur that they put on them to cover it up. It's really off-putting. To be honest, Cerberus being there like that brought it down -1. It's just the way
really? Like, are you actually being fucking serious?
I'm not even kidding. I hate Cerberus that much.
Oh my God.
His stumpy little body and his non-existent neck, along with that ugly little head. How could I not? Okay. Anyways, moving along. I very much like what it excelled at. Giving us more context for the characters. And I especially liked Hades. I liked his little zest, surprisingly.
Really?
I give it like a 7.5.
Bro, Hades' throne is not comfortable, bro. That motherfucker will fall through that shit.
Plus, it's like pure metal, bro.
Did you see Persephone's throne right next to it? Really, it's like a quarter of the size of it.
Fucking Hades had that shit all the way to the ceiling. Bro.
That's funny. Like the seat itself is probably only slightly bigger than Persephone's, but the throne and like the fucking thing behind it, I don't even know what it was. I think it's representative of his bident, right? I think.
What?
The bident. You know what a trident is, right?
Oh. Joe Biden?
A bident is just that, but with 2. Because you see in the cutscene, you see Hades holding the bident, right?
Fucking care.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. I think that's what the chair is supposed to represent at this point.
In his true form.
Yep.
His throne is actually his fucking big ass Biden for his platform. He just
picks up the chair and he just throws it.
Oh, bro, this fucking chair is rocking harder.
There's so much creaking coming from the chair.
Right?
Do you want to switch?
No. I'm not sitting in that little fucker. No, fuck no. Kill myself.
Alright,
we need
your thoughts on
we
this,
need to bring like a sofa in here.
Yes.
Yeah, we could just cuddle with each other on it.
Hell yeah. So what would your rating for the episode be?
Let's see, I didn't... Krusty was pretty whack, so I'll smack it down by 1.5. 9. Fucking a little whack 2. Smack that shit down by like 0.8. So what is that, like 2.3? underworld part was a little fast. Smack that shit down, but like...
Damn! Oh, shit.
How the teacher grades my work when I did show up.
Fucking 2.8 smackdown. Was that 7.2 right there? Some shit like that.
That's not that bad though. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
So 7.2?
I don't have context of the book, so that's probably why I'm rating these episodes higher.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the crusty part. The only part I liked was actually seeing that act. His homies chill.
Yeah, they treated him like a bitch.
Yeah.
He got freaking pushed down immediately.
I know, he was very fucking underwhelming for a son of Poseidon.
I was assuming they were gonna have like some big showdown. Now he just gets pushed and then gets incapacitated.
Yeah, he didn't even get to Magnum, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't even go to
Alright, guess we have to move on to the next episode then, huh?
Last one.
The worst fight I have ever seen comes up right here. Episode 8, final episode.
Final episode, the prophecy comes true. The very first lines that we hear are actually Luke doing a mirror of the opening lines. Mm-hmm. You know? The reason he says this is because right after, like, it starts out with, like, right at the beginning, like, right at the end of the last episode, right? Mm-hmm. Down the beach, there's Ares. And then it cuts to sword fighting practice between Percy and Luke. Mm-hmm. This is something that happened in the books, but just much, much earlier. Mm-hmm. There's really not flashbacks in the books, just because, I mean, it sort of takes you out of it when you're reading, I guess.
Plus, flashbacks tend to ruin pacing, which One Piece needs to learn, on God. I am so sick and tired of seeing a big old fight just for like 10 flashbacks.
That's why I'm just...
It just started speed reading.
I go speed reading my ass.
Just skip it.
They're either gonna die or I'm never gonna see them again.
It's like we're watching Solo Leveling and he just is like he's fighting the fucking snake and it just cuts back to like
more flashback than I thought in the manga because I was reading it. It was like it's accurate the flashback.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit!
They left when he was like found when after the double dungeon. He was actually on the altar still, but in the anime he was just on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So they find the temple in the manhwa.
Yeah.
No, they don't find the temple. He's just.
Oh, it's just an altar.
Altar in the cave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Still technically though.
But they did find the bodies.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
Everyone chopped in half.
So.
No.
They were like, "How do you like your bodies?" And the guy said, "Well done," and he just laser beamed them down.
Once we're done with every major young adult novel that's out there, we should just start reviewing manhwas. That's not for like another 6 years, but.
Anyway, cut that out. Next episode. Oh,
okay, so
Luke is talking.
Sorry, someone here made me cut out fucking literally.
Ruined.
Anyways.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sword fighting practice. So
you have to keep that in.
No, Percy and Luke are talking, and Percy doesn't really see the point in this because he's like, I'm fighting monsters. You know, when am I ever gonna need to use all these sword fighting techniques, right? And Luke gives him an example. The example being, we cut to the example, fucking Percy fighting Ares, right? And Percy challenges Ares to single combat.
Yeah.
Again, not in the books, but I like this. Because it's more like, yeah, they have to, like, the gods have to follow certain rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to. So Percy sets the terms if he draws first blood.
That and also Ares' ego is way too fucking high.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's just like, you know, I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
Which it should have happened. Anyway.
Well, okay, hold on.
This is the god of war we're talking about, bro.
Yeah, but this is a Greek god of war. If we're talking about Mars, sure. But
I'm should at least be
saying.
Good at combat, bro. Okay.
So, they start fighting. Well, Percy says if he draws first blood, Ares gives up the helm and he walks away defeated, right? Mm-hmm. And if Ares wins, well, they die and no one ever finds out what happened to them. So they start fighting and he starts getting his ass handed to him pretty quickly, actually. Like, he takes his sword out of his hand, slams him on the fucking ground, you know.
Yeah, he did a whole RKO on him.
Yeah. And then he throws Percy closer to the beach, into the water, right? And Percy decides to stand up and just use I guess...
fucking surf from...
I guess Ares is a fire type, because he used...
He used surf?
Yeah.
And it was super effective.
Yeah. It was super effective. I'm not even fucking with you.
He sent like a freaking Class 2 tsunami at him, bro.
And just completely wiped them out. Actually, Aries would be a fire type. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
They don't do it in the books. There's a nice detail. He always wears sunglasses because his eyes are just on fire all the time. Again, not in the show, but they
I wish
just
we had that, but too much budget.
yeah.
It looks like Ghost Rider. Starts mogging on Percy.
Ghost Rider would be the perfect mogger because it's all
It's all bone right there,
oh,
dog.
yeah.
Like, some superhero tries to go up to him and just show off his jaw, and he's like, watch this.
He's showing off the jaw while fucking spinning the chain.
It's that fucking, like the Rock meme with, like, the gun ones.
Yeah.
God, you do it so sensitive. Oh God, it's worse.
He fucking gets the chain around their neck and just yeets them.
He pulls them in for a kiss. Just...
No, what the hell?
I mean, to be fair, a kiss from him would be deadly.
No, he pulls him in close so he accentuates his jawline as they get closer.
yeah. Then he looks directly in the eyes and then he just perfectly mocks him and gives him the fucking the pendant stare.
You Ghost Rider mogs to give his pendant stare.
You ever did that? Like a couple of years from now, when we rewatch this, rehear this, or you could be listening to this, like, what are these idiots guys doing?
We're not gonna know what the fuck, dude. Give it like 6 months. We're not gonna know what the fuck we're talking about. Fucking mogging. Oh god. What's the difference between mogging and mewing? What the fuck? Are they the same thing?
Mewing's like
a
like
technique.
an action.
Yeah.
It's like a
and then mog is like you're just him.
Mewing is what you do to mog.
Essentially, yeah.
Dude, none of those words were in the Bible.
Imagine dying, going to heaven, meeting God, and you tell him like, "Thank you for making me mog so much with my face."
Imagine this is Johnny Blaze as he gives you the fucking pendant stare.
That's like the average white boy on TikTok, dude.
No, he's like one of the most famous male models.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The average white dude.
No.
Anyways, so he's on the ground right after being completely fucked over by the Pokemon move Surf.
Yep.
And then he goes up, and then Percy, I don't know why, but the scene of Percy just fucking...
Stop! Okay,
we just saw Mega Mind mogging.
Baki mogging, Mega Mind mogging, what the fuck is going on? Anyways,
Mega Man mogging.
Anyways, no, would he be... No, because he has a chin strap that goes down, no? So would he always be mogging?
Who?
Mega Man. No, he doesn't have a chin strap, does he? No, he doesn't. Anyways, what the fuck are we talking about?
Dude, we went on like a whole 4-minute tangent about mogging.
About mogging. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, so Percy just fucking runs in, just with his sword, deflects Aries' and then slices his ankle.
Yeah.
Right? And according to the conditions of the fight, he won. So Aries gets upset. He's just like, fuck you, you little pussy ass bitch boy, and then shows his true form and then leaves.
Yeah, he literally started mogging on him just to flex and then left.
And then right there, the helm is left. So they pick up the helm and then they go to, since they're in Montauk, they go to the cabin that's right there. In the cabin is Electo. Electo this entire time has been trying to find the helm to bring it back. Honestly, why? Like, why has she just not talked to them? I guess she's a monster, but she's portrayed as a very intellectual monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be honest, what was the point of chasing after them, anyways, if she was just looking for them?
Well, she thought they had the helm, but then why not be like, give me back the helm?
Yeah. Like,
then
I know you have it. Like, not even a mention of that.
In the books,
Maybe
it's
she
more...
was just trying to kill him, bro, for being a forbidden child. I don't fucking know.
Well, no, in the books, it's more like during the bus scene, all three of them are there.
Bus.
And they're like, the way they speak implies they're looking for an object, and Annabeth catches onto that, but we don't see them until the end of the book. So, whatever. Percy gives the helmet back to Electo. She makes a quick dig at his mother, I think.
Dude, she throws hands with everyone.
She throws hands so fucking much.
No, she throws words, not hands.
Yeah,
her hands are fucking weak as shit.
Yeah, she's died like what, 3 times?
It's 2 times. She's died twice already. She's come back really fast, actually. For
her respawn timer is just fucking crazy, dog.
Literally.
Right? It's because she has that spawn advantage, bro. She dies so much that she just comes back quicker.
She spawns right next to the player.
Modern Warfare 2 death perks.
Oh god.
But no, so she goes back and then, like, Annabeth is just like, what the fuck has happened? Because she's been gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So they quickly tell about Kronos that they need to go back and take the lightning bolt to Zeus. And she's like, what the fuck? The war's already going on. Zeus is going to kill you the moment you fucking get there. She's not wrong. She's really not wrong. I love Lance Reddick. He plays Zeus really well. But unfortunately, Zeus is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So, they go, they
go back to camp, right?
Yeah, he sends Annabeth and Grover back to camp.
Yeah, and then he
before they go, Annabeth gives him her, like, good luck necklace, right?
Yeah. Percy then proceeds to die, making the good luck charm a bad luck charm. Unfortunately.
No. He goes to Olympus. He goes to the Empire State Building, and he goes.
He just pulls it out, dog, and just slams it on the desk.
Just.
Yeah.
Whips out his dick.
Okay. All right. Oh, he's a child.
Okay. No, so he takes the lightning bolt. He's just like, I have this for Zeus. I don't have an appointment. So he goes up. We get another flashback to Percy and Luke, and they're talking, and Luke's telling Percy about the dynamic between the demigods and the gods. That the gods have to follow these rules. They're bound by some magical force or whatever, but the demigods
can break
the rules. Gods use demigods to break the rules for them. It's this whole system of give and take. It's really more take, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Percy points out that they should also be as scared of them as, the other way around.
Yeah, it should be that the gods should be as scared as the demigods, which he's right. The gods are bound by all these things.
He's just got his ass whooped, of course, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even Percy is now Kratos.
No,
no, he hasn't killed any gods yet.
Yeah.
Does he? I don't remember. Well,
we see later in the series he's just freaking just.
Well, because gods are immortal, kind of. Once we get to the 3rd book, we'll see more. Not that they die, but it's. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we also didn't mention the analogy of what he said, like. Demigods are like bugs to them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously gods are scared of them, but because they're so small.
I was going to talk about that right after. That he compares it to Annabeth's arachnophobia, right?
Yep.
She's scared of spiders, but she's also a lot bigger than spiders. So what's she going to do when she sees a spider? She's gonna squish them,
Randy
he says
yes. Oh, I will haul if it's as big as my hand, bro. Okay, a little side story. I went to a Christian camp, right, where they proceeded to spray holy water on me for being gay. No, okay, no. No, but it was very fun. Except this one night, we came back, right? There was a tarantula on the wall next to my door to get inside the camp. And it was bigger than my hand. It was the most disgusting thing ever. One of the boys poked at it with the stick and it started spraying webs.
Oh!
I started freaking out. I screamed at the top of my lungs and I just ran, bro.
Fucking real.
Oh my god, spiders are so nasty.
Bro, I would've got a broom and I would've been like...
just javelin throw the mop.
Eat this, bitch.
See, the thing is, it's like, I know I could kill them, but it's just so nasty. Like looking at them, looking at them.
Well, that's what Luke says. 2 things you never want to be at the same time in this world are small and scary.
True.
Right? And then we come back to Percy, who is... we come back to Percy, who at that moment is very small.
Fafnir.
But also very scary.
Oh wait, same thing happened to Fafnir. He was like small. He was like kind of like small and scary, and then they cursed him.
Fafnir?
Uh-huh.
Who's Fafnir?
Fafnir from Norse, motherfucker. Then it's like also then the different myths, the same thing.
The god of skiing?
Fafnir.
He can turn into
Norse. He was.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, the dwarf.
Oh shit, Fafnir the dragon!
Yes. The dragon dwarf. Yeah, they cursed him.
You know what's funny? I think there's another god who's also just coincidentally called Fafnir for some reason. That's what I was thinking of. Oh yeah. Well, I thought he cursed himself. No.
No. Well, in Gone of War, they said that he fucked with the wrong person, and then they cursed him. He was small and scary. Well, cursed.
And then they turned him into a fucking dragon.
In person.
Nah, they turned him big and scary, which.
But they also.
But he can't do any of his cool shit anymore.
Yeah. It's easier to deal with a dragon than it is to deal with
look at Kratos, bro. He literally clapped a goddamn dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had sex with the dragon?
He's not Donkey.
Donkey mogged to seduce the dragon.
I forgot that he actually did a Riz face.
He rolled a 20 on the seduction check. Oh, okay. Anyways. But yeah, we come back to Percy, who at the moment is very small, but also very scary. He has the lightning bolt. He's just crossed his whole thing to get it back here. He's still trying to do the right thing. So he goes and he gives it back to Zeus. And this whole interaction between... I have like 2 notes. Because this whole interaction just... Not like I was just super invested into it. He gives it back to Zeus. Right? Yeah. And he keeps trying to tell him that, like, that it was Kronos, you know? That he's coming back, that he
explains the whole situation.
Yeah, he explains the whole situation. And then Zeus really just blows him off, you know? He's just like, you know what? This is what we do. Yeah, like, this is gonna happen eventually. You know? It's what we do. Thank you for the news. It's the only reason I'm not fucking killing you right now. So when I say, you know, leave... It means be thankful and be gone. Get the fuck out of my house.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then Percy gives him reason to kill him.
Well, yeah, you know, he's just like, you know what?
He keeps on pushing.
Yeah, he's pushing and pushing. He's just like, you know what? This is the entire fucking reason this happened in the first place. Your entire family is so fucked up. Like, your son...
You started dissing Zeus, bro.
Yeah. Your son left you the moment someone else stronger came around. They don't follow you because they love you. They obey because they fear you. Your son left you when Kronos came around. Do you think anybody else is gonna do the same thing? Like, be honest with me. And then Zeus turns around and he's just like, you know what?
Boy.
Fuck this kid. And then goes to strike him with the lightning bolt, and then Percy dies on the spot. All you see.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so out of left field. How
I know.
It was just blood and gore.
I thought this was a kid's show, dude.
Right?
Like you see like the mist in the air, and it's all tainted red.
Yeah, and on the next scene, he went after Grover and Annabeth, and just absolutely just.
And he was just like, you know what? I need to go after them now too.
Yeah, really weird what he did to Annabeth though. Like really weird. I don't know why he kept her head around, but.
Yeah. So
like it's hanging on the fucking throne.
And then he said no one gets to have kids with the cat Half-Blood and just fucking thunderstorm.
Yeah. He decided to do the Greek and then just proceeded to just destroy
I don't know why they decided
forest.
to have the scene of Karen being split in 2 by a lightning bolt, but I mean
it was pretty dope.
It was cool, but again, this whole last episode is just so out of left field.
I know, right? And then Poseidon tried to avenge Percy, but got clapped, bro. I'm sorry, electricity versus water is not happening.
Yep.
You know, like he has to live the rest of his like immortal life with like really charred skin and.
His trident got broken in half, bro, impaled into him.
It's really fucking weird. Yeah, no, that's a complete fucking lie. Yeah. That's a complete
See, this is what I'm saying.
lie.
We could easily spread misinformation.
We love this shit. I love gaslighting.
I love lying. Woman.
Anyways, no, as he does go to strike Percy with the bolt, but Poseidon comes in at the last minute to stop him, right? He surrenders, you know, and then they start talking about Kronos in ancient Greek, right? And they start talking about how, like who knows? Ares, Hades, and Hermes. So naturally, everyone knows about Kronos at this point.
Greek was fine.
Honestly, even if just Hermes knew, I feel like everybody would know. Hermes is such a fucking... Can we just go back to episode 6 and talk about the fact that, like, Hermes knows that if they don't get this back on time, that Kronos' plan is gonna work, right? And he doesn't fucking do anything about it. Like, he just stands there and does nothing to help them prevent the Lord of the fucking Titans from coming up and killing all of them.
Maybe he's just sick of his family already. Maybe that's why he's gambling and shit.
I feel like a lot of people are sick of this fucking family, dude. I mean
he's like already gambling.
Sick of them day one, bro.
Athena's 50% of their problems.
He's spending like majority of his time in the casino.
Yeah.
And then he's traveling, and then he has trauma from his baby mama.
That's true. You notice how all the problems come from Zeus? All the children? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really... Yeah.
Yeah, Zeus is the source of all problems. I think this is...
Yeah, but he was...
I think this is a wake-up call. I think this is why we need to bring back anarchy and just destroy all government. No.
No, I fuck with you on the destroy all government.
Okay, now we're really gonna get assassinated.
Oh god. Anyways.
Oh man, it's so weird how two young men shot themselves in the back of the head 26 times and then burned themselves to a crisp and then threw themselves over the ocean.
After
I can't believe they did
both
that.
their kidneys taken out.
Yeah.
Really elaborate schemes.
With perfect
all their dental records and like their heart was taken out. They're just removed from the face of the planet.
Put up for
we'll never find out who they were.
Put up to donations before the fucking police even got.
Suspicious men in black spotted around their houses 3 hours prior to their deaths. It's just an unfortunate accident.
Yeah. Really, really unfortunate. You never see this happen.
They come in white now.
Oh god. Well, anyways, Percy finally meets his father. They have a small conversation. You know, it's really nice. And then he asks his father if he dreams. And then he asks him if he dreams of his mother. You know, if he dreams of mom. And there's like a hesitation in his face. You know, like he holds Percy, and like you can tell he wants to say something. He wants to, but he can't. He's limited by all these rules and things. So instead, he just says, "You have to go," and then sends him back to camp.
No, isn't like the main reason he asked him if he dreamed was because Ares said he don't.
Well, yeah, he asked him that because Ares said that gods don't dream. Mm-hmm. You know, but they do. That's how Kronos got to Ares in his dreams. But yeah, and then he gets sent back to camp. They go, they have this nice celebration, and Clarice hasn't been arrested yet. Mm-hmm. Hasn't been arrested. And we find out that it's because Luke hasn't said anything. Because he said an accusation against her with no proof would just lead to complete anarchy in the camp. Right? So they decide now that they're going to go to Charon.
Isn't like Grover and Annabeth supposed to watch over Clarice and then Luke?
Annabeth is supposed to watch over Clarice.
What's Grover doing?
Grover's not there.
Grover's chilling.
Oh, Grover's getting his little license.
Yeah, the searcher's license. He's just about happen.
This license ever. Anyway.
And so Percy and Luke start walking, and then Percy just... I feel like with everything that happens, Percy's able to piece a lot of things together, and he's like...
Perception 100, bro. This motherfucker is just...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again...
After a long journey, I'm pretty sure like anyone would have been too tired to actually think like that.
That's what happens in the books. In the books, Percy's seen as like... He's portrayed as this kid who's been thrust into the world, you know, into this new world. So he doesn't really necessarily understand a lot of these things that are going on. Mm-hmm. In the show, it's like he does no wrong and he knows everything that's going on.
Bro, he's Batman, bro.
Yep.
Investigator, detective.
They call him the Ace Attorney, bro.
But he manages to piece together that Clarice hasn't been arrested. The shoes sent them to Tartarus.
Luke gave him a shoe?
Luke didn't say anything about Clarice to Charon. And he figures it out that Luke is the one that stole both the helm and the lightning bolt.
Bro,
yeah, I would like to know how the hell he got the helm.
The security, bro, is hacked.
The security on Olympus is so shit. So shit.
Casually goes up to his
I mean,
throat,
maybe like he just... Wait, can other people use the helm?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he grabbed the helm and just fucking... away.
I can understand why... Yeah, that makes sense.
That one makes more sense.
Yeah.
Grabbing the
no one's gonna get
Hades. Zeus, the king
Hades
of the
is
gods.
only on Olympus. Again, a detail that they did not mention. Hades is only on Olympus 2 times a year: the summer solstice and the winter solstice. That's it.
For like their kids or some shit. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but he don't have one, right?
Yeah, but he's just there because it's also a place where all the gods meet together to meet and discuss events.
It's like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yep.
Which is why it always ends up so shit. So shit.
Fuck you.
Yep.
I mean, 2 godly items were stolen, and no one gave 2 shits about Hades' one, so...
Yeah, they're like, what about the bone? Hades just said, what about my drip?
Do you understand how expensive that was?
My armor set is incomplete now. I look like a doofus.
I need that right now.
Which is so funny because if he puts on the helmet, you won't be able to see it anyway. But yeah, so Luke is a lightning thief, and he initially starts trying to recruit Percy. He's like, the gods use us. They're not good parents. You know? Kronos understands that. I don't know why, considering Kronos is like the worst parent of them all. But he's like, we're gonna stick it back to them. You know what I mean? We're gonna show them that we can't be messed around with, you know?
I mean, at least Kronos knew he wasn't gonna be a father and just put them out of the misery.
I'm just saying, if he wasn't talking about his Greek god Cronus so much, if he was talking about Cronus in his plan, I'm pretty sure I would have turned after dealing with all the gods' bull crap.
Yeah.
For the past.
And it's like, again, it's not until later in the books that Percy starts not turning out more like Luke, but like the gods are arrogant and assholes. You know what I mean? Yep. There's resentment buildup. It's not until later in the books that starts. Yeah. You see hints of that in Percy right now. Yeah. You know. I mean, obviously, with his father and all the gods doing all their bullshit, it takes a toll on you, you know? And then Luke pulls out Backbiter. A sword that can open up secret doors. Not in the books whatsoever. I don't mind it. It's really close to the end of the season. I'm actually kind of interested to see how they work that into season 2. Because season 2 just got announced, like, yesterday.
Yeah, you think he's going to do a Doctor Strange with that shit just going...
Probably. I mean, I'm not sure if he inscribed like a Greek letter or something, but it was something on the thing, right?
It was like an H, but I don't remember.
It's like an H or an N or something.
He first shaped like an H, and then like him and Percy started fighting, and then he like put the last.
Yeah, I think the last one. I think it was like an H, but like the middle line of the H extended past.
Something I don't know.
It was something like that. But yeah, they start fighting. Because Percy's just like, I can't do this, you know? Like, you're the lightning thief, please don't. Like, this is wrong. So they start fighting. Another interesting detail that they don't mention. You can see it in the sword, but it's made of 2 different metals. It's made of celestial bronze, but also steel. It's implied in the books that a lot of people died to make it. And that's when Percy initially gets to like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? In the books anyways. Mm-hmm. The thing about the sword is that means not only can it kill monsters and demigods, it can also kill regular humans. So, I mean, I don't know. It's iffy.
You could commit genocide.
Yeah. So they start fighting, and then he's about to kill Percy. He doesn't want to kill Percy. Yeah. But he's on the ground, and I feel like at this point, Luke obviously wants him on his side.
But Percy's being stubborn.
He's being stubborn, and I feel like he's on the ground. He's running out of time. Percy's on the ground. He's just, I have to do this. And then Annabeth comes out of nowhere, throws a dagger, and then
kills Luke. Dagger stabs straight through his throat.
No. Into his stomach, actually, the side of the stomach, right above the armpit. That's no.
Even about as lethal, maybe. I heard there's a major artery under your armpit, so if you get stabbed there, you're basically guaranteed to die.
Luke, I'm a Demi-God. That's cool.
But then I like his performance really well in this scene, cause like if you look at his face, he sees Annabeth, and there's a glimmer. Of like no, that's not until after he sees Annabeth and he's like, oh, my sister, you know. It's a glimmer of hope, you know, that maybe like she's here to come with. She just doesn't want me to kill Percy, you know. Yeah. But then she pulls out the sword, and he realizes that Annabeth is willing to strike him down to save Percy. And then you see the look on his face just fall, and that's when he realizes like fuck, you know. Yeah. And then are burnt now. And then he runs away. And then he runs. And then
He also mentioned that he was going to build an army.
Yeah, that's why he was there in the camp to recruiting. He was recruiting demigods. So that's not something that they have to watch out for. He leaves. We cut back to them. We cut back to like the next day. Percy's packing up to go leave. He's going to see if his mom's been returned. This and that. Yada yada yada. he starts leaving the camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the conversation he has with Chiron says that like some part of that, like Luke's reasoning made sense to Percy, you know. So just to be careful. He goes to leave. We find out Annabeth's gonna go to Disney World, which she did actually go to Disney World. Like Aryan, Leia, and Walker actually like did like a walk around Disney World. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool. It was a fun thing to watch.
Motherfuckers are going everywhere.
Yeah. And then Grover gets a searcher's license. You know? So
goofy ass goddamn fucking
like flower.
Yeah, it's like a flower.
Homie, looks like he's going to prom.
Yep.
What happens if it gets destroyed, bro? Like, what, your license is gone? You gotta go fucking renew it?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, knowing how the gods are, they'd be like, all right, that's $500 up front. They're like, the gods are like the DMV of mythology.
300 drachma.
Yeah.
Right now.
God, I hate the DMV so much.
Plus a 20 drachma monthly payment.
Plus 10 for inconvenience fee. Plus 5 for wasting my time. Oh, and then plus 100 just because I wanted to.
10 for not being a god or Demi-God.
Yeah.
Plus another 20 satyr inconvenience fee.
Gosh.
Real.
You made no progress on the search? More.
Yep.
Well, speaking of back to the show, he says that like everywhere has been covered. You know,
except the sea.
You know, well, yeah, that they think it's just a matter of timing. He says no one's gone and searched the seas. Obviously, he's talking about like islands or things, but this is a setup for season 2, which is based off the second book, The Sea of Monsters. You know, and then we cut to Percy talking to his mother in the cabin in Montauk, and then she's talking, and then she lets go of the hug, right? Because they're hugging. And she says, "Wake up."
Yeah.
That's my biggest fucking fear, pal. That I'll just be having a really fuck, what's the word?
Wholesome?
No, I'm really invested into a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know I'm dreaming, and then someone's just like, wake up, and then my entire world just fucking flips.
No, that's happened to me multiple times before.
Is it?
Have I ever told you guys about that?
No.
That the way I sometimes start lucid dreaming is when someone tells me I'm in a dream, in my dreams, and when that happens, I begin to realize I'm in a dream and I wake up. And you want to know the weirdest thing is, I start to notice that it especially happens the most if my brain thinks there's gonna be a spider in my dream. It saved me from sleepless nights. I appreciate that.
Real.
Yeah, no, me, I always figure out like the tiniest thing. If something's off, I'm like, it's a fucking...
Yo, that lamp looks a little different.
I'm like, it's a dream. Like, I remember one time my sister's room was completely different. I was like, that never happened. And then I hear a fucking...
Nah, her room is never this
But I couldn't
out.
wake up, and I was fucking running from like this fucking one thing for like, it felt like hours.
Oh, bro, hey, at least you wake up buff, right?
I wanted to kill myself.
Dude, have you saw Baki right there?
Bro, I was running through the city, bro. People were getting fucking murdered, but I just kept on hauling ass.
Grab a baby and just
I was running on foot, bro.
Just pop, pop. Oh, my pecs. God, I'm so sorry.
Did your nipples chafe after a while?
I don't know what time I was being chased by like Godzilla. I was like, why is this motherfucker going after me? The whole fucking reason.
Playing any MOBA.
I was like, leave me alone. And then I was just hiding like in the underground subways and everything. This motherfucker is still finding me. What the fuck?
Like, bro.
I'm like, take these people. Leave me alone. Hauling ass.
You want to hear a really specific time of when I started lucid dreaming?
Sure.
Okay, we have time. Basically, right, I dreamed that me and like 3 other friends were running away, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know why, it was a dream. And all of a sudden, right, it started to get really foggy. We're in like grassy fields and it got really foggy for some reason. And then when the fog lifted, I noticed that one of my friends was gone, so we went searching for her. And the weirdest thing happened. So we were walking forward, right? We found a gas station and a library, right? But there was no road. Like, it was literally just on top of a grass, like as if a toddler made his first Minecraft house, right? It was the weirdest thing ever. And I told my friends, all right, you guys go to the gas station, I'll go search the library, right? And the library was freaking massive. It was like 4 stories. Yeah, it was massive. So I went inside the library, right? I went to one of the windows, right, while I was up there, and I saw my friend, right? I started freaking... I started walking out. I started running out of the library, right, to look for my friend, and I couldn't find her. And I see my friend, oh yeah, I remember the friend now. It was Diego Ochoa. Diego, I saw him. I turned around to him, and I was like, "Hey, yo, bro, like, where'd she go? I literally just saw her right here." And he goes to me, and he literally turns around at me, and he says, "You won't find her because this is a dream. You need to wake up." And when I started looking around, everything in my surroundings started becoming toys.
That's fucking creepy.
And I literally saw myself as like a tiny being in a living room, and it freaked me out, and I woke up because of how much I was freaking me out.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Remember that happened when I was fucking dreaming you, me, and Jesse were taken in by like an older woman in a mansion. It was like a creepy ass mansion. And like every other week you went with her granddaughter somewhere.
Let's go.
And then after a while, and then like after a few weeks, you became like a bit of a dick. And then after you killed Jesse.
I killed Jesse.
You stabbed him.
I remember you talking about
me 1, Jesse 0.
You stabbed him, and then you tried stabbing me, but I grabbed a knife and just shoved it in your throat.
That sounds about right.
And then I tried to kill the other two, but fucking the dogs were going after me, and all I hear was just wake up and then fucking boom.
Bro, stupid. It's like Resident Evil. That stupid freaking key, bro.
It was like fucking like 2 dogs, and the woman with the fucking... I think she had a shotgun, and her fucking granddaughter had like a knife, and I was like, fuck.
Like, what am I supposed to do about this?
As much as lucid dreaming sounds cool to do, I'm so glad that I don't lucid dream.
Yeah,
because
dreams can be really freaky. I have a bunch of stories of how weird my dreams really get.
I kind of enjoy.
I've had some really like abstract feeling.
You should make a dream journal to write them all down.
No. You're gonna see the most traumatic things ever, bro.
Speaking of dream journals, Sally keeps a dream journal for Percy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was pretty smooth going back. Oh, because I mentioned it, it's not smooth anymore.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, you
know what?
You just cut it out.
The reason she keeps a dream journal is to write down everything that Kronos can say to Percy in the dream. Because, again, he was in a dream just now. The whole thing with him and his mom.
Also, in plays, he's been dreaming a lot with him.
Yeah. So, Kronos comes out and he says something about how, like, Percy's survival is the key to his return. You know what I mean? Which seems like it would be important to write down. Mm-hmm. But then Percy just says, oh, he told me to tell my mom that I love her.
I feel like he probably told her afterwards.
Yeah, that would be important too. So then they go out, Gabe's nowhere to be seen.
It's like they're having a nice time and then he tells her that. She's like, what the fuck, dog?
Sally's dream journal is gonna be the way that Kronos gets defeated. I can see it already. Because this is on the books.
He spells like the smallest thing. She's like, oh, I found his weakness. He hates mistletoe.
Just the fuck is he balder?
Like eight?
He sneezes whenever he sees it. He sneezes in the direction of Zeus and fucking eats him across the...
Anyways, they go about their day. She's making blue pancakes. We love blue pancakes.
I don't.
This is something...
I've never tasted blue pancakes.
In the book, in the movies, there's no mention of it whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
It's here for a reason. I can understand why they didn't explain it, because it's sort of like, in the books, like, she sees it and then Percy... No, Sally gives Percy, like, blue jelly beans, right? Mm-hmm. So then he starts explaining to us, the reader, as the narrator, why blue food is so important to him. Obviously, in a show format that doesn't have a narrator, it's harder to do that. Mm-hmm. But basically, her and Gabe got into an argument, and because I guess he said there's no such thing as blue food. So then now whenever she makes food, she makes it blue. And that's why we have blueberries and blue pancakes and shit, you know?
That's so petty. I love that.
I fucking love it. So that's how, like, you know, they go about their day, they start leaving, and that's how the episode ends. This is the only episode that has a post-credit scene. In the post-credit scene, we find out that Sally's divorcing Gabe. Good for her. Fuck Gabe, right? And
canonically, Gabe has slept with Percy's mother.
I didn't even know
1
that.
Gabe. Percy's mom 0.
I was gonna say
She just literally took everything.
I was gonna say Poseidon 2 gave 0 because sure Gabe slept with her, but like the entire time she was still in love with Poseidon. So I mean,
True. Yeah, but he was also banging the chick. So
that's like, oh yeah, I'm dating it's like the one scene of like, or like that one reel of like the couple. And the guy's like
looking.
No, the guy's wallpaper is them, but then her wallpaper is her and her ex because he was her first love, and he says, "Oh, but I'm winning because I get to date her." And they ask the girl, "Oh, if he wanted to get back with you, what would you say?" And she immediately says yes. That's not winning, dude. That's not winning.
Yeah, but he banged this chick.
You're getting laid, but I mean, dude.
A little bit of him is in here now.
a little bit of him. A little
bit of his kids are in here too.
Oh God! Stop.
You see, he just taunts Poseidon. He's like, yeah.
Like, watch this.
Well,
Do you think he burns an offering to Poseidon so that way he knows whenever he's banging?
He doesn't know Poseidon's a real thing.
He doesn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
I feel like he would do that. He's the type of character that would do
and you
that.
want to know what would happen? Poseidon would fucking kill him.
He would
he started working her ass off. He didn't have to work for a few fucking years.
He didn't really work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So, yeah. I guess homie was working in he was winning in the non-work fucking area of life.
Just lazed around, abused a kid, abused a mom.
Well, but so
That's
we find out.
Right
oh, God.
So they're getting divorced. God, they're getting divorced. He tries to break into the apartment because he's like, the locks are changed, and he's like trying to figure out how to pick a lock. And then, like the asshole he is, sees a package that's not addressed to him. It's addressed to Percy. And he's like, you know what? Fuck this kid. I'm gonna open it anyway. He opens it and then he turns to stone and fucking dies.
It's Medusa's head.
Immediately fucking dies.
Yep.
And that's how we end it. That's how we end the episode, and that's how we end the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Overall, I thought it was a nice end to the series. I like the scenes with Zeus. I forget that's the same episode because we spent so long talking about that other thing.
Yeah.
But I like the scenes, like with Zeus. Sure, no, Mogging was last episode.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Shut the fuck up. I like the scenes with Percy and Luke. I like the scenes between Percy and Poseidon, between them and Zeus. Sure, the Ares fight, I understand you guys didn't really...
I hated it.
But overall, though, I thought it was an 8.5 out of 10.
Honestly?
Honestly, what? You mean?
Gotta leave the audience on a cliffhanger. Honestly?
Let's see, the 5...
No, don't run this out. I give it like a...
Kill yourself.
I gotta let it marinate so it's more
His fucking
satisfying.
phone marinated to the floor, motherfucker.
Like, I would give it... I don't know, because I hated the Ares fight. I thought the showdown with Zeus was cool. I think the showdown with Luke was pretty brilliant. We'll give it a 9.
A 9? Oh, nice.
It was a pretty good episode.
What about you, Gianni?
You see, Ares fight fucking smacks that shit down at 1.2 right there, bro.
That's valid.
8.8 maximum. And then the fucking Fury was a bit of a dumb thing. Smack it down by what? 0.4. So what is that? Like a 8.4?
Oh, 8.4, whatever.
Yeah.
8.4?
Everything else was fine.
Yeah.
I will say though, now that we're at the end, we can talk about some entire problems as a whole.
Yeah, talking about the show as a whole. You guys talk about that. I've been listening back to the episodes and I've been making averages about what we've been doing. So I have to do a lot of adding right now.
Going back and forth. Like sometimes it feels a little slow. Sometimes it feels fucking sped.
I will say the pacing does get very wonky sometimes. Like, we'll spend like 10 to 20 minutes on like one scene sometimes, and then all of a sudden we're breezing through multiple locations at once.
Mm-hmm. And then,
like the casino. Well, we didn't like the casino episode in general, but I really didn't like. I really did not like the pacing of that episode, nor in general. And I think for me, my biggest problem with it is obviously it's setting up for later seasons, of course, but there's just plot lines that just go nowhere. And they bring up and then don't.
To be
mention
fair,
it.
it is like their first season, put in a whole ass.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 8 episodes. A whole ass book.
Yeah, my problem with Pan is it's fine now.
Oh yeah,
obviously
maybe they should have mentioned it a little less. If fucking they're hyping that motherfucker way too much.
They really. Like, if I didn't know a little bit about the movies, I would have felt like, okay, maybe they're going to do something here, and then nothing happened. You have to see this from my perspective, because I watched the movie, but I was like 9, I wasn't paying attention when I watched it.
I don't think they fucking mentioned Pam in that shit, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, they didn't mention Pam in the movie.
Well, either way, it's still like my
they
first
do
time
a deleted
really
scene.
indulging.
Oh,
they have a lot of book-accurate scenes in the deleted scenes, which means they filmed them, and then cut them out of the movie.
Whack.
Anyway.
I have no idea how they snuck that song in, but honestly, this is like, I don't really consume anything Percy related, so to me this just looks like things that just came up and then flopped. For example, the Fates, they cut a string. You want to know what happened? Nothing. They just don't mention it again after that episode.
I mean...
Yeah, well, that's the same thing that's in the books.
To be fair,
exactly.
The Fates, like,
that's my problem with it.
The Fates come here and there.
It's
they're
like...
They're not like a constant thing you have to deal with, no?
No.
Yeah, so they're just more like a background thing.
The Fates are a plot device.
Yeah.
In Greek mythology and in the show. Look at how much messier my notes become.
You can see just how unhinged you are.
Adrian just stopped mugging after a while.
I'm writing down our averages. I've already added up my average and Randy's average. Writing on yours now, Gianni.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you guys know that I got forced into this podcast?
Yeah, not really. I just said join it. You just sat here and you fucking just continued.
Yeah, I was, because I wasn't driving.
You were driving.
I was driving?
Yeah, you were driving.
You still held me hostage. What was I going to do?
I don't want to.
Alright, what are the averages so far, Adrian?
Okay, hold on. I just need to add this one last stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker, I have the fucking height. But is that the height? Or am I tripping?
The lowest.
No, that's the lowest. I mean, that fucking casino one. I fucking just slammed the shit.
Understand.
I was like, oh. Fucking raw ult, bro.
A raw ult?
That's exactly what that shit did to the fucking...
A 7.5 out of 10?
So overall, on average...
Now remember, 5 isn't bad, 5 is mid.
Yeah. A very quick recap, a 5 is mid, right? Anything above a 5 is better than mid, anything below a 5 is something that's actually bad. I think our worst episode...
Like good, bad.
Our worst episode, I think, was episode 6 with an average of a 5.8.
Yes.
Still better than average.
I think
Slightly.
Our best episode was... Episode 3 was really close with an 8.4.
That Medusa part was hype, bro.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed that they
But I
didn't
think
take
the last
food.
episode is the best. Yeah, the last episode is the best with an 8.6.
Understandable. It was a very nice.
Overall, taking an average of our scores, I gave the show a 7.4. You, Randy, gave it a 7.8, and Gianni gave it a 7.2. I think it's accurate. You know, I think the show was better than average. It has some parts that I didn't like, but I think overall the show was still really good, you know?
Yep. Still enjoyable at parts.
Which means...
Score it as, like, accurate to the books, and then score it as, like, a series alone.
Okay, as accurate to the books, I would probably give it, like, a 6.57, you know? As a series alone, I'd probably up that shit to, like, an 8.5. It was really good. I like watching it.
Yep.
You know?
If I were to compare it to the fucking movies.
Oh, okay.
This shit is, like... up there.
That'd be
only
like,
negative is that they didn't have the good casinos.
They didn't have the good casinos.
The casino was like the redeeming factor of the movie.
Can't read my...
That too. That shit literally hard carried.
Oh fuck! I'll stop. He just gripped my leg. But yeah, overall, as an average, taking our show averages, it was a 7.5 out of 10 between all of our ratings.
Not bad.
Not bad, you know. Good show. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I think that's it. Yeah. Yep. Next week we are going to, or not next week. If you guys noticed this, we didn't come out with an episode last week, just because of timing. But I feel like that's a good transition to go into our bi-weekly schedule now. So every other week on Friday at 12 p.m. is going to be an episode. So 2 Fridays from now, we are going to be reviewing...
We should do both of these.
No, we can't do both the movies.
Both the
movies.
Because the second movie spoils the fifth book.
So?
Oh, fine. The one fucking movie.
Yeah. We are going to review the first Percy Jackson movie, The Lightning Thief. So that's going to be fun, I guess.
It's not going to be fun.
No, I should probably give you the first book, Randy.
Well, no, we'll do that next week. Once we do read.
We should do like the book and then chapter 1. I mean the movie and then chapter 1.
No, I think just an episode to do that.
Okay.
Just when we go watch the movie, you can give them the book. But yeah, that's it. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Demi-God Discussion. We also have a Threads, also called Demi-God Discussion.
You use Threads?
Yeah, because I don't like Twitter.
I mean, none of us use fucking Twitter.
None of us use Twitter. It's a shithole. Threads is just
almost as bad.
Not
Every
almost
time
as bad.
I get something there, it's either something wildly sexist or wildly political.
My ass hurts from sitting on this chair. Hurry up.
It's just really inactive. But yeah, so we have an Instagram and Threads, both called Demi-God Discussion. Make sure to follow us there. Probably I'm gonna post all.
Is it still gonna be Demi-God Discussion when we fucking talk about other books?
We'll
series.
We'll get there.
Do I do the honors?
Yeah, do the honors.
All right, cover your ears.
See ya.